I'm Nicholas Balsi here at the NGA meeting with former Senator Ben Nelson. Thanks for taking some time to speak with me.
Thank you.
First, I wanted to start by asking you about President Trump. We see that his the travel ban that he tried to put forward is halted now. He's going to come back for a second round. He's going to do it again. What would you like to see in terms of a change to what he put forward originally?
Well, I think it has to have some flexibility in it. The joke is that their 5-year-olds have been being vetted for 6 years. I mean, it has to have some common sense associated with it, so that it's not just a strict ban like that. But there is some concern about vetting, making sure that people who are coming in are properly vetted to the extent possible. I understand the basis for it, but you have to do it in a way that is acceptable to the people and American people, and this right now is not. Maybe it's acceptable to its base, but it's not acceptable to everyone. And once you become president or you become governor like I did, you become the governor or the president of everybody, and so you need to have something that reaches out and satisfies more interests than just your base.
A lot of Democrats have said that the idea of the ban actually encouraged terrorist groups to recruit. It helps with recruitment. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I don't see how it would benefit with terrorist groups. I think it could be an argument that they use, or an argument that they use to try to radicalize others by looking bad in their eyes. But sometimes you just have to make those value judgments you've got to have adequate vetting. Even if you make some people disappointed and some people angry, you've got to have adequate vetting. You have to work toward it. So my hope is that they'll spend more time trying to figure out how you adequately vet. And I'm sure that's true in Europe as well. The vetting process has to work, even though the data doesn't show that more terrorist events happen from improperly vetted people than homegrown terrorists. So, but I do think there's an important part of vetting.
Now, the Democrats in Congress are concerned about potential connections between Russia and the Trump campaign. They want more investigations into those possible contacts. Do you think those investigations are appropriate, or would you like to see focus in other areas?
Well, I think they're appropriate. There's enough noise about it that we need to get to the bottom of it, or it'll just continue to make more noise and be people will be unsatisfied that anything's been done on this. I mean, when you have outside interference being alleged, and maybe some evidence of it in the presidential election here in our country, sounds funny to say, it's more than serious business. It's critical. It's critical to functioning democracy to have fair elections that can't be intervened by foreign powers.
Because you hear President Trump say, what's wrong with having a good relationship with Russia? If the U.S. gets along with Russia, how is that a bad thing? Is that something that you agree with? Do you share that view as well on a better relationship between Russia and the U.S. being beneficial overall?
Depends on what you give up by having it, and what you gain by having it. If you give up too much to have it, that isn't good. You're never going to gain too much from your relationship with Russia, because they're going to hold back. We've tried this in the past, but that's not an excuse not to try to have a relationship with them. But you can't look the other way or create a blind eye to potential interference in our elective process.